Prandaj, mos u thirr shtresën e varfër se ajo s'është e mirëmbaj. Produktet.
Jeta in Kosovo has become in a way an opinion maker.
Firma Lesna s'ka me ndërtu kur gjuhën mazgit?
Absolutisht jo.
This show is changing, and it changes this society as we speak.
Kur basë jesë në vdekun, më zëtë që ne morën ujë, s'ka shansë.
Me atë emision ka ardhur një frym e re e gazetarisë në Kosovë.
Shihet qartë që policia veç është ka përderdhur në për turme dhe s'ka organizim.
This was the first show in which there was someone who invited people to her show and hold them accountable for what they are going to say.
I was a very angry 19-year-old teenager, and I got my first job working for the BBC crew that was covering the war. I thought, if I get the foreign media to go and see what's happening in Kosovo, the world might actually see all these human rights violations and do something about it. At that time, media in Kosovo was quite poor and following a little bit of a communist tradition where politicians were being allowed long speeches and they were being flattered on TV, and there was an agreement that powers that be were not to be challenged. With all that in mind, I was determined to set up a television program which would set new professional standards of journalism and provocative debate in Kosovo. But if I was to keep this show editorially independent, I knew I had to have my own money. So I spent a whole year fundraising, after which I gathered enough funds to hire an entire crew of 2 people.
Jeta came to me with an idea of producing a weekly current affairs program. This is Balkans. In Balkan, news and information is in general boring program. So my job was to produce a program that is interesting for the people.
We broadcast our first show in October 2005 with the most unpopular topic we could think of, Albanian-Serb relations.
Jeta në Kosovë was first televised program which gave a voice to Kosovo Serb community. And this was not a voice to tick a box and say we have minorities in, but this was like, okay, we are listening, what are your problems? So like, please tell us.
And after this first show, we got calls that labeled us unpatriotic, agents of Serbia, and traitors to our country.
Having a young lady ask the politicians who, where, when, why was a cultural shock to our audience. People either loved it or they hated it, but they watched it.
Shikues të nderuar, mirëmbrëma dhe mirë se vini në emisionin Jeta në Kosovë.
Jeta në Kosovë gjithmonë ka shku 2-3 hapa para tjerëve dhe e ka pas guximin.
It had these dynamics and everything what you expect of a television of 21st century.
A new week, a new problem. With Kosovo trying to build its own nation, we tackled education, poverty, economy, rule of law, energy, environment, healthcare, security, corruption, as well as, of course, the ongoing struggle to become independent.
Çka është pika e fundit? Vija e fundit ku do të thoni e prejmë nuk presim më.
Beside these big political and national themes, we soon realized that our most popular subjects were taboo themes such as homosexuality, violence against women, Islam, questions of culture and identity.
Jeta në Kosovë ka ditë me gisht mi prek plagën temat shumë të nxehta të Kosovës.
Na kosovarët jo thojmë këta nuk janë musliman të vërtet.
There were so many problems in Kosovo that a team of 3 people could not handle it. That's why we started seeking new blood and expanding our team.
This whole endeavor was going to be a failure if it remained a show based on the personality of one journalist. I wanted Jeta në Kosovë to become the Kosovar institution of watchdog current affairs television.
3 years later, we have a diverse team of 30 young and ambitious people, all aiming the highest standards of TV production.
In 2007, Kosovo had its first direct mayoral elections. So we embarked upon a tour of public town hall debates in every municipality. We weren't able to pull this off on our own. This was a major operation. We did it with the essential cooperation of 2 organizations, GAP and ATRC, as well as the cooperation of 7 local TV stations and 30 local NGOs.
She made it possible for the people to actually communicate openly, putting municipality under the spotlight.
Përzihet I ka marrë detyrat edhe kompetencat e kryetarit.
Whether the rule of law works is the key question in a post-independent Kosovo. That's why we've put a monitor in each district court in Kosovo reporting on their effectiveness and any violations or corruption.
Me keni betimin I cili ka një guxim të hatashëm I cili të hinë në përgjigjet e Kosovës dhe të merr materiale dhe ju mundi me pa sa e pasuron atë emisionin.
We realized that Kosovo is not an island. That is why we started reporting and filming from the Balkans, the entire region, and that is why at some point we ended up reporting from Pocantico in the United States, from a conference where all the key players were planning the Kosovo's future statehood.
From the very first show, we started our own little experiment, a closing satirical comedy sketch called Donder Kosovas, or Kosovo's Son-in-Law.
The entire debate has to be compressed into a 5-minute sketch. Although that sketch is being done by an American who speaks a Tarzan Albanian, everyone in Kosovo fully understands what that American is trying to say.
He's absolutely great and he touches some very sensitive issues in such a funny way.
A new law has been enacted that requires all foreign nationals to obtain a visa. Basically, all countries who require visas for Kosovar citizens now are required to obtain visas for here, except for USA, of course.
Being a hard-hitting current affairs program in Kosovo definitely poses its challenges. In the years we've been broadcasting, we've experienced an increasing amount of threats and violence against our crew, as well as attempts to have our show taken off the air.
Monet jeta në Kosovë mos t'i pëlqej ndoj kujna, I cili ka ndikim në atë televizion ku emitohet jeta në Kosovë, dhe mund ta stopoj.
There is a current ongoing struggle of the public broadcaster to remain outside the hand of the government.
We're certainly not giving up. Our vision is to go beyond Kosovo and expand this model of watchdog media regionally. The Balkan neighborhood shares common problems. We believe we can help the region find common solutions.
This is what I think Jetën e Kosovë is about. It's like it has to be there, and it has to grow, and it has to improve, and it has to follow the trends, because it's the mechanism to be there to ensure that there is democracy, that there is a freedom of speech, that there is a media who plays its watchdog role.
You're tough.
Thank you.